Okay, thank you very much. No mask, no surgery, just sleep. My name is Dr. Sideris, CEO and co-founder of Somnair. I'm joined today by my CTO and MIT mechanical engineer, Mitch Turley. And we have joined together and we have a mission to bring an end to ineffective treatments for obstructive sleep apnea. Obstructive sleep apnea is a growing global epidemic. It affects 54 million Americans and recently estimated at 1 billion people around the world. Left untreated, it doubles risk of stroke, heart attack, diabetes. It leads to debilitating daytime sleepiness, reduced workplace productivity, and motor vehicle accidents, which cost the US economy $150 billion every year. As a doctor and someone who trained in ear, nose, and throat surgery during my time in training in this subspecialty in Australia, I experienced firsthand the pain point that most patients and clinicians feel. The treatments for obstructive sleep apnea that are available are totally inadequate. CPAP blows. That's a new joke, so we got a good response. It's disruptive to the patient, it's uncomfortable, it's bulky, it's not portable, and it disrupts the bed partner, and quite frankly, it causes divorces. And the only thing that we as physicians can offer them is surgery. Highly invasive surgery, including a incision in the neck, the implantation of a permanent implant. Inspire Medical, which some of you may have seen the advertisements on TV, no mask, no hose, just sleep. Where I come from, we call that bollocks. Quite frankly, it's an invasive and permanent implant. At Somnair, so this costs the US payer $40,000 per implant and involves 3 surgeries. At Somnair, we're developing an entirely non-invasive neurostimulation device for the treatment of obstructive sleep apnea. It doesn't involve surgery. It's prescribed by the clinician in clinic. It's delivered to the patient directly to their door, and then they finally get a restful night's sleep. And this is not just a pipe dream. We have human evidence that demonstrates that by targeting our novel and patent-pending neuroanatomical targets through our proprietary therapy delivery system, that we can open the airway, improve airflow, and without arousing the patient during sleep. As you can see in this video here, without stimulation, when an apnea is induced, the airway collapses. And then with stimulation, this holds the airway open, restoring normal breath. This is some data from our in-human trial that demonstrates non-stimulated and stimulated breaths. So this demonstrates that we can repeatedly open the airway to CPAP levels without arousing the patient and open the airway up, restoring airflow.
So our device is able to provide therapy to patients through a seamless and non-invasive oral appliance. Think an Invisalign or other dental retainer with an electrode array in the upper surface that stimulates key nerve and muscle targets in order to open them up at night. And we've designed this with the patient's comfort top of mind. Our stimulation is indetectable by patients as they sleep, and all of our electronics are fully encapsulated and isolated to ensure safety for the patient while they wear it each night. We're able to provide, and we will provide our device to patients through a simple 4-step process. First, patients will go to their clinician provider. They will receive a 5-minute or less oral scan to take the oral anatomy of the patient and send it to our manufacturing partners. We will then partner with different oral appliance manufacturers to provide our device, take that oral scan, generate a mold, thermoform our device on top of it, embed the circuitry, and then send it back to the clinician provider, where the patient will be fit and titrated with our therapy. This enables the clinician to optimize and personalize therapy to the patient's specific breathing patterns. And finally, the patient is able to take the device home each night and provide them their first restful night's sleep in years. The maintenance process of the device is just rinsing it off, similar to the standard maintenance process of any dental oral appliance on the market today. And we are working to embed different sensors and data feedback mechanisms to continue to optimize our therapy as we move towards a Generation 2 device. This will enable patients to see the efficacy of their therapy, showing them the disease relief and lowering the risk of their long-term cardiometabolic events. It will also provide clinicians the specific physiological data for each patient, enabling them to continue to work with patients to optimize therapy and ensure compliance. We've identified that this is a $20.2 billion market with patients that fail CPAP and are contraindicated for other interventions. And we've identified a price point of $5,000, which is right in the realm of what insurance is already reimbursing for devices including CPAP at $2,000, other mechanical advancement devices at $5,000, and then Inspire and neurostimulation devices at $40,000. With that, we have an 88% gross margin in order to sustain our growth and expansion across the US and into the world. We have identified partners at leading sleep surgery centers as our first customers and are working in those relationships to identify key opinion leaders in the neurostimulation space to lead our clinical trials. From there, we will target the 2,500 sleep centers across the United States to get this device into the hands of the clinicians that need it. These pulmonologists and other sleep physicians have no other option once their patients fail CPAP to provide their patients before sending them to surgery. And the need and the reach out has been tremendous. We've had many clinicians and patients just in the last couple of months asking when we can get our device into their hands. And we have identified a de-risk path to market entry in order to do that. We fully own our IP. We identified this problem in the clinic and invented this technology to treat it ourselves. We also have identified a regulatory strategy where we'll be an FDA Class 2 device, able to enter market in the next 3 years. And we've identified reimbursement coding that already exists on the market that will be able to reimburse our device at that price point that we've identified. And so with that, we've been scrappy. We've raised $500,000 of non-dilutive funding to date in order to fund our clinical trials and our animal studies, as well as our prototype development. We're currently raising a seed round of $2.5 million in order to continue to progress ourselves to a full minimum viable product and go through FDA EFS studies. From there, we'll raise Series A round in order to complete our pivotal trial and enter the market, and then a Series B round in order to expand in the US and abroad. We've identified that this is a hot space. There are many neurostimulation startups that are exiting at record amounts, including the aforementioned Inspire at $7.7 billion. However, despite all of their commercial success, they still only implant 6,000 patients per year. And the reason for that is that it's highly invasive and insurance doesn't want to pay for it. We have identified a technology that will transform this market and provide a cure to the root cause of this disease to patients through a non-invasive means. And so we have the team that's prepared to do that. Combined, Anders and I have clinical experience and deep med tech experience, having taken products from concept to early feasibility study, and we have leading neurostimulation and sleep apnea pioneers on our advisory board that have commercialized multiple products. I want to thank you all for allowing me to present Somnair's story and our mission to revolutionize sleep apnea. Please come and talk with us afterward. We'd love to raise your support in our seed round as you partner with us and we transform sleep medicine. So I'd just like to end on no mask, no surgery, just sleep. Thank you.